The biggest mistake people make in horse training is rushing the process and expecting instant results. If you've ever struggled to teach your horse to piaffe, this video is for you. Piaffe is one of the most elegant and challenging movements in dressage, and if you want your horse to move like a Grand Prix champion, you need to follow the right steps. Stay tuned till the end of this video, because I'm going to break it all down for you. Today, we are going to talk about how to teach your horse to piaffe. This is one of the most advanced and refined dressage movements, where the horse performs a highly collected trot in place, showing rhythm, balance, and engagement. In today's video, I'll take you step by step through the correct method to introduce the piaffe, whether you're starting from groundwork or already working under the saddle. Many riders struggle with this because they don't understand how to properly prepare the horse for the movement. Without the right foundation, horses often become tense, resistant, or develop incorrect habits that make the piaffe stiff or unbalanced. The key to success is patience, correct training techniques, and a deep understanding of your horse's body mechanics. This movement is important because it not only improves the horse's strength and collection, but also develops better communication between horse and rider. A well-trained piaffe enhances engagement, impulsion, and overall performance in dressage. Plus, mastering this movement can significantly boost your horse's athleticism, making other advanced movements like passage and transitions much easier. If you've ever found yourself struggling with getting your horse to step lightly and rhythmically in place, or if your horse feels tense and uncooperative when attempting the piaffe, don't worry, I've got you covered. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear strategy to get your horse piaffing with ease. Let's get started. One of the biggest mistakes riders make when teaching piaffe is waiting too long to start the training. Many people assume that piaffe is only for advanced horses, so they delay working on the necessary foundations until their horse reaches a higher level. The reality is that piaffe is not just a movement. It's a result of proper strength building, balance, and responsiveness, which should be developed early in training. If you wait too long, your horse may struggle with the collection and engagement required for a correct piaffe. Instead, it's important to incorporate elements of piaffe training, such as half steps and weight-bearing exercises, right from the start to make the transition smoother when the time comes. Another common mistake is not breaking the training into smaller, manageable steps. Riders often try to go straight into asking for a full piaffe, which overwhelms the horse and leads to frustration or resistance. Piaffe is a highly collected movement, and expecting a horse to perform it without proper preparation is unrealistic. Instead, training should be broken down into clear phases, starting with groundwork exercises that teach the horse to shift weight onto the hindquarters, respond to light cues, and develop the correct rhythm. Once the horse understands these elements, half steps can be introduced, gradually increasing control and precision before asking for a full piaffe. Skipping these steps can result in a horse that either rushes, braces against the rider's aids, or develops incorrect mechanics that are difficult to fix later. Perhaps the most damaging mistake is using too much force. Some riders believe that strong leg pressure, harsh rein contact, or excessive tapping with a whip will force the horse into piaffe. However, this approach can destroy the horse's confidence and relaxation, leading to tension, resistance, or even fear. A forced piaffe often looks stiff and mechanical, lacking the natural cadence and ease of a properly trained horse. Instead of relying on force, it's crucial to use positive reinforcement, reward small efforts, and allow the horse to develop strength gradually. Light and consistent cues, paired with praise and release of pressure at the right moment, encourage the horse to engage willingly. When done correctly, piaffe training should feel like a conversation, not a battle. Avoiding these common mistakes will make your piaffe training smoother and more enjoyable for both you and your horse. With patience, consistency, and the right approach, you'll be able to build a strong foundation that leads to a correct and effortless Piaffe. Before we ask for Piaffe under the saddle, we need to ensure that our horse has a solid foundation in groundwork. Proper groundwork helps the horse understand balance, coordination, and responsiveness to cues without the added weight of a rider. If a horse doesn't learn correctly from the ground, problems will arise once you get in the saddle, making it much harder to develop a correct Piaffe. To start, begin with a simple leg lifting exercise. This helps the horse become aware of its own body and develop the necessary strength in the hindquarters. Standing beside your horse, use light pressure from your hand or a dressage whip to gently tap just behind the front or hind legs, encouraging the horse to shift weight and lift each leg momentarily. Reward even the smallest effort with a pat or a verbal cue. Gradually, the horse will understand that responding to light signals results in positive reinforcement. If your horse doesn't lift its leg, remain patient. Sometimes, a slight change in positioning or applying cues in a more rhythmic manner can make a big difference. Once your horse is confident in shifting weight and responding to light cues, you can introduce half steps. Half steps are the bridge between groundwork and a full Piaffe, helping the horse develop cadence and engagement without the stress of maintaining a prolonged movement. Start on the ground with a lead rope or lunge line, standing in front or slightly to the side of your horse. Using a dressage whip, apply gentle rhythmic taps on the hind legs, encouraging the horse to lift each leg in a controlled manner. At first, your horse may only lift one leg at a time without clear rhythm. That's completely fine. Reward any small effort, and with consistency, the horse will begin to understand the expected pattern. To demonstrate, here's how I introduce half steps with my horse. First, I make sure my horse is relaxed but attentive. I give a slight cue with the whip, and the moment my horse gives even the slightest correct response, I release the cue and reward them. If the horse doesn't respond at first, I adjust the pressure slightly or use a combination of voice and touch cues. The key here is to build understanding gradually without forcing the movement. Once the horse consistently performs half steps on the ground, we can refine the rhythm and connection before moving to Piaffe under saddle. At this stage, building strength and stamina is crucial. Piaffe requires immense strength in the hindquarters and core, so incorporating pole work, hill training, and collected trot exercises will help your horse develop the necessary muscles. Short training sessions focused on collection, transitions, and engagement will set your horse up for success. Finally, once the groundwork is solid and your horse confidently performs half steps, it's time to introduce Piaffe under the saddle. Only attempt this step when your horse is strong enough and responsive to light aids. Forcing the movement too soon will create resistance and tension. The transition to Piaffe under saddle should feel like an extension of the groundwork, where the horse already understands the concept and simply adapts to the rider's cues. By following these progressive steps, you'll ensure that your horse develops Piaffe correctly, with confidence and ease. Now I'll show you real-time clips of my horse name during this training process. You'll see exactly how we go from basic groundwork to introducing half steps and then progressing toward a controlled Piaffe. Pay close attention to the small details, body language, timing of cues, and how the horse responds, because these play a huge role in successful training. In this first clip, you can see my horse starting with groundwork exercises. Notice how I use light taps with the dressage whip to encourage leg lifting. At this stage, I'm not looking for perfection, just a willing response. Even a small weight shift or slight lift is a step in the right direction. I immediately reward any effort to reinforce positive behavior. Now compare this to the next clip, where my horse is more engaged and lifting the legs with more rhythm. This progression didn't happen overnight. It takes patience, consistency, and rewarding every small improvement. Next, let's focus on how my horse reacts when I use the training stick for half steps. Watch carefully as I position myself slightly in front of the horse, maintaining soft contact with the lead rope. I apply gentle rhythmic taps on the hind legs, and you'll see the horse starting to understand the movement. At first, the steps are uneven, but as we continue, the rhythm improves. One key thing to notice is that I never use excessive force. Instead, I rely on clear cues and timing to shape the movement correctly. If my horse hesitates, I adjust my approach by either lightening the cue or adding vocal encouragement. Now let's address some common mistakes that many people make at this stage. One major mistake is rushing the process. If you push too hard or expect perfection too soon, the horse may become tense and resist the movement. Instead, allow the horse to find balance and comfort in the movement gradually. Another mistake is inconsistent cues. If your signals aren't clear and consistent, your horse will get confused. Always use the same placement of the whip, the same timing, and the same reward system, so your horse knows exactly what's expected. By watching these real-time clips, you can see how small adjustments make a big difference. The key to teaching Piaffe is patience, correct timing, and rewarding every little effort. Stay consistent, and over time your horse will develop strength, confidence, and rhythm in the Piaffe movement. Today, we learned how to train your horse to Piaffe step by step, from establishing solid groundwork to introducing half steps and refining rhythm. Each stage is crucial in developing a confident and willing Piaffe. Remember, the key to successful training is patience and consistency. Progress may be slow at first, but every small improvement counts, and over time, your horse will develop the strength, balance, and understanding needed for a beautiful Piaffe. Every horse is unique, and their learning process will vary. Some may pick up the movement quickly, while others may need more time to build the necessary coordination and confidence. Adjust your training methods based on your horse's needs, always, prioritizing clear communication and positive reinforcement. The more you listen to your horse and refine your cues, the smoother and more enjoyable the training experience will be for both of you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and share it with your fellow riders. Your support helps spread valuable training techniques to more equestrians. Also, let me know in the comments, have you started training Piaffe with your horse? What challenges are you facing? I'd love to hear about your progress and answer any questions you have. And if you want a deeper dive into groundwork, rhythm training, and advanced dressage techniques, be sure to check out my Dressage Groundwork Masterclass. The link is in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.